that he is 8th on the list of most picked heroes in the group stages, with 13 games played and a 54% win rate.
Which is pretty
It's
good.
a good hero.
It's not bad.
Yeah, but I thought it was pretty average. 54.
Well, did you see the Ramses game? Because if you saw that one, then it would be pretty average.
Earthshaker Morphling only has like a 45% win rate too.
That's true.
So like,
you know who has 100% win rate? Is Faceless
Void.
Void.
Does have 100%.
88% win rate.
Oh, he
Close
lost.
enough. 8
Which
games played.
sucker lost on him?
I didn't look that up.
Well, I want to look it up now. I want to shame him publicly.
No, he had one lost game. I was wondering when a hero was going to show up because he's, you know, the carry.
Yeah, he's
the
flavor
of the month.
Yeah.
I like him quite a lot too versus, it's weird, like versus PA because you don't have your hit, you know, you're going to be missing and stuff like that. But time dilation, when PA doesn't have BKB, is actually a pain. You can't jump around. Usually you're all about your mobility moving around. You're just kind of locked in. This is very like early on when you're fighting on
You
PA.
have to lane against a Veno though, and Void does not want to have to lane against DOT. He wants to get that burst damage wiped off with the time walk.
Absolutely.
And a Nature's Prophet. Oh, well, who played the mag?
Oh, it was March.
That was March playing the mag, yeah. And it was KP on Veno, and it was Tim's on the NP.
So this Void is not going to have a very nice lane.
It's a very pressure-heavy lane coming out from TNC.
Yeah.
We're going to see Limp play something else this series, by the way. Death Prophet removed.
I think it's smart. They have Wyvern with it right this time, so they do have a save. They have a better way to play around it. They have the Chrono, too. I think that's a good ban this time around.
I still like Kunkka if they want to go for the same duplicate draft as last time. Another great hero to have against Void.
It looks good to me, yeah. I mean, it protects.
Like, are there better options?
Protects their front line. It works well with the cleave. Gives them catch.
Well, so the better option maybe be Silence, which is why they ban out Puck.
Yes.
Death Prophet's already banned. And Alliance pick up Lina?
Not
mid.
too surprising.
For Limp.
I mean, Limp is a typical Lina player, right?
Yeah, and I think they've been running it with the Void specifically just because it's a reliable hero who can put damage into a Chronosphere.
Yeah.
I mean, Kunkka, TA.
They had the... in terms of recycling drafts, against Vici Gaming, the one game that they did win for Alliance, they had Void, Lina, Nightstalker, Jakiro, and then a Mirana position 4.
Almost identical.
Almost identical. But yeah, it worked out before.
So this will be Hanskin Wyvern and Fada Jakiro.
And they do like the Void Lina combo. They use it against Fnatic as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can go a bit both ways, the Lina versus the PA, right? Like you have your high burst damage, but then you get one-shotted later on. Yeah. So it's all about that balance.
So you said TA or Kunkka?
TA, Kunkka, what else for our Mel?
Invoke, not against Nightstalker.
No.
I don't know. I like Kunkka.
I mean, why fix was not broken, right?
I mean, if it fits so well too versus like the burst, you throw the ROM into the Chronosphere as well. It fits super well. Yeah. It gives them the catch. I feel like they're lacking a little bit on catch. This gives them that.
Did they win that game?
Yes.
Oh yeah, they
did because they are undefeated in the group stage.
All right then.
But it was against Unknown, which is arguably one of the weaker teams in the whole tournament.
Sure.
Yeah, no, it is a 33 Nightstalker and Kiko Baby on the Void, of course, because of the way they drafted.
Oh yeah, I guess we didn't mention that, but yeah, they're moving it.
Yeah. So far we have not been too on point with our predictions here in terms of how the game is going to go. You know, race against the clock, Alliance with the more favorable draft. Didn't really play out that well. Yeah, 3 times the charm. What's happening this game?
Let's just go for different predictions so at least one of us can get out of this unscathed. I don't have a lot of confidence in Venomancer. Even though they won with this draft, I don't think Venomancer's that good of a hero right now, so I will go Alliance.
Oh, I don't necessarily care about who you predict's going to win, but more like how the game's going to go.
Oh my god, I just threw myself under the bus for no reason. I think the laning phase is going to be heavily TNC favored.
I like TNC's lanes, and I think that Shiva mentioned something really important. I think Alliance doesn't put enough pressure on at times. I think this might be one of those where they I don't know how they take buildings. I feel like they have to win all their fights to take towers, and I think TNC can sit back and farm. So I'd have to favor TNC a bit.
There, you did it.
That was easy.
You split.
We split it.
Yeah.
Smooth.
So we're gonna be correct regardless. I like this. You know, you split our chances. But yeah, third game's a coming. Let's find out who's gonna be taking the cake and who's gonna move forward in the upper bracket and who's gonna get knocked down to the lower bracket. Over to LD and Gods.
That's right, Gods. It's our turn now to see this deciding game number 3.
Yep.
We do have a classic Alliance draft pause, so I'm going to take this opportunity to re-energize.
Crack
open a monster.
Yep. Well, better way to start a cast. One of these
Delicious.
2 teams will be top 6 at the major after this game. So a lot on the line here.
How many points is top 6? It's not that many, right? It's not until you get like the top 3, 4 where it
I
really,
don't know.
really stacks up.
300 points, let's say.
Let's
I
see
don't
if
know. I don't
you're
even know how
on the
points
money.
work. How many points do you get for winning?
Top 6 is 900
900,
points.
okay.
Winning is like 5K.
Okay.
It's not nothing, you know. You get 4
it's not
top
bad.
6s.
Yep.
That's basically a win.
Last season, yeah, there was a lot of some teams squeaking in with like just like a top 4 result here or there. So, you know, just getting that top 6 and you're still in the upper bracket, you have that extra life still to play with. So you're looking good. TNC as a whole have been looking good this event. Alliance themselves, you know, they had a kind of bad loss of Ichi Gaming, but they've been a strong team that's recently formed since TI. Definitely looking for a high placing result here. I mean, as is every team, but I think they're expecting it, unlike some of the underdog teams coming in who would be like just happy to win some games on the main stage.
Man, I mean, that Alliance roller coaster as a fan, you know, they go from having a team that looked like kind of a surprise to get to TI, then, you know, built some confidence from the fans with their big Dota Summit 10 win. Then they had the draft mishap, got knocked out in the first round of the BO1s. Then they lose their team to Liquid. Now they've got maybe a better team, or at least equally good.
What's next?
What's next? They're going to lose this team too.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Oh, God. I'm probably giving Loda conniptions just thinking about it.
Well, if it's a roller coaster, they're either going to suddenly, they're either going up or very quickly down right now. So that means they're either getting like, you know, top 3 or bottom 3 at this tournament. There's no middle of the group.
Well, they can't be bottom 3, right?
Bottom
because
4. I guess.
They're guaranteed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're right. So
Top,
they're
9
getting
through
top
12.
3 LD. It's
They're
confirmed.
guaranteed 9 through 12. It's a good day to be an Alliance fan.
Yep.
It's also a good day to be a TNC fan. You know, they're picking some unconventional stuff compared to other teams with their Tim's Nature's Prophet, of course, their Mag PA, which we have seen a little bit, and the Venomancer for KP.
Yes.
So some pressure potentially on this Faceless Void early.
There was Hellraisers at Dota Summer, right? They ran a 3-position Venomancer. That was like a pocket strat that got them a win. And
Yeah, that was an all-in push.
Yes.
Pugna, Veno, Lash, I think. Trying to remember what else.
after that game, Veno was banned like every game against them, I want to say, or at least in some of the following games.
Probably like top 3 worst heroes to play with this March. Oh, he wants
Doesn't get
that
it.
bounty rune. They'll be fine. KP's coming in. Good effort.
Yep. They still got 3.
But yeah, that damage over time, constant harass, not something you can really rely on Time Walk to deal with. So his lane will not be fun as far as Void lanes go.
Yes, absolutely. It's a pesky hero to deal with. He is laning with a Magnus, so not the strongest lane partner. I don't know if Mag is going to stay top or not. I don't think Veno can really play solo in his lane, but at the same time, you're like, couldn't I get someone more useful for my lane?
Yeah, you know, I'm just kind of here. I'll just be soaking up XP,
Yeah.
getting points and Empower later on.
And March is playing more like a 4th position for now. He has the Stout Shield, Tango Salve, and is just trading right clicks up in that off lane.
Speaking of trading right clicks, in the bottom lane, Tim's
Oh,
is
yeah.
going to work on Hanskin. This looks to be our first blood. It will be claimed by Gabby. And, I mean, Nature's Prophet is very annoying to lane against. Really good attack animation, good base damage, long range, and you've got the Blightstone. You've got the, you know, Treant Harass as well to mess with creep waves. And they might even be going for
Oh,
33
man.
here, too. He's got to be careful.
As far as heroes to lane with that benefit from the Blightstone, PA has to be probably one of the best. The
Oh.
dagger.
Can
and
he
the
get some good
right
body
clicks.
blocks here? Tim's is thinking about this chase. I won't get the kill.
Forces
but
another Splinter Blast.
the lane pressure from TNC is enormous already.
This is a sick lane, this Nature's Prophet PA lane. Really
Yeah, with
enjoy-
the, as you were mentioning, with the dagger plus the Blightstone combo.
Yep. It's all physical damage from Gabby. And it's a hero that you get a fast Wraith Band or 2 and some boots. You actually have a lot of kill potential. So, very, very annoying stuff to lane against. Already a first blood to their name. PA Gabby has a Wraith Band, almost 2 Wraith Bands completed back at base.
9 and 5 on the CS department. Feeling good.
Yep.
And Alliance are basically just going to try and sack this lane, do some pulling, creep shenanigans, and rather than face it head on.
Yep. Back at mid, Kunkka Lina. I feel like I've seen this matchup so much over the last 6 months or so.
And you still love it just as much as you did back then.
I enjoy Kunkka mid lanes. They're always fun because they are very skill dependent. There's a lot of like outplay potential. Torrent being this kind of skill shot as well. It's
hard to outplay Lina though.
Yeah, it's a slightly Kunkka favored matchup for sure. I'm not going to hit that torrent. See, look, it's the mind games. He throws that torrent to the side. Limp just runs in a straight line. He's like, I know Armel. He's going to like expect me to veer off or something. So Limp wins that first mind game.
He's yelling like, the next level play, as he does it.
Got to get in the head of the enemy mid laner when you're
I guess
throwing
Limp
or
heard
dodging
him.
those torrents.
Wonder if those rooms are too close together, perhaps.
Oh, Nature's Prophet TPing for 33.
Deep dive on the 33.
He's looking to just contest this CS here, it looks like. He still has a TP scroll, so he has an escape if there's any rotations.
So the quick counter to the creep pull is the NP TP.
Normally
Very nice.
the pulls happen between the tier 1 and tier 2. This is like, let's go between the tier 2 and the tier 3. 33 taking
This
it
is
to the
what
next
you
level.
call the no XP left behind strat.
Yes. And Tim's making sure every creep last hit is contested.
Got a ranged creep deny as well, as Limp drops dangerously low here in the mid lane.
Wyvern had to TP base as well, so PA almost with a solo kill there. Gabby got the 2 Wraith Bands delivered, so his laning presence, level 4, because he's getting a lot of solo XP, he is a real threat. He is very difficult to lane against.
Meanwhile,
it's a 2K gold lead, LD. What the hell's going on?
Well, what's going on is a lot of regen being purchased by Nico Baby right now, getting harassed out of the lane by this Venomancer. Mag can just pull and stack because he doesn't really have to be in the lane. And this Nature's Prophet pick is doing work.
Yeah, we're 4 minutes in. This is a crazy lead considering this how early we are in this game, and every single lane being won by TNC. And I think you kind of expect them to win every single lane. It's not like there's been any massive outplays. Perhaps the one lane Alliance should have done a little bit better in and just misplayed is this bottom lane, giving up that first blood. But as mentioned, Nature's Prophet is can be a lane dominator with this Blightstone, the ability to have double TP so you can just keep ferrying regen to yourself as well as to Gabby, as well as bring back his items. It's such a powerful thing in the laning stage.
Now, it should be said, TNC really need to be ahead in the lanes because, you know, you have a 4-position mag, so you can't really count as like, oh, we've got this big team fight. You're pretty pick-off reliant. You're more of like a kind of spread the map type lineup. You do not want to be even against this massive nuke AoE team fight combo that Alliance have going for them.
Yeah, I agree. They drafted to try and dominate the lanes, and so far it's working. They're going to get 3 bounty runes, Penti 4, as well as a kill bottom Handskin in trouble.
Handskin's dead, and that should be the 4th bounty rune secured. 33, got a man up, get Tim's. Gabby's going to run for it. Nice body blocks from the Treants.
4 runes.
Oh, baby. 3K gold lead. Yeah, so they tried to pivot with this Night Stalker pick and catch them off guard with the late Void grab, but we're not going to see a fast Ags for 33. We're not going to see big items on Nico Baby because of all the regen he's got to buy in this lane.
Yeah.
Is CSing pretty well, but you know, a fair number of those are ward kills, only at 2K net worth. Already a 200 gold advantage for the Veno, and obviously like a 1K for the PA.
I just like that TNC is showing an understanding of how to play against these top meta picks. Void has been like a first overall pick in so many of these games by Alliance themselves. Nico Baby has just been having his team first pick in Void. This game it was a 4th pick, and it's because TNC is not afraid of this Void. They know the kind of lanes and way to play against it.
Yeah, if there is a script, they are not afraid to go off script or just tear it up and say there is no script.
Here comes the rotation. Handskin ganking top.
Nico Baby looking for that first kill here on KP with the rotation. Should be able to get it. One more auto attack. They're also going to try to get March, but he skewers away. Dies mid-skewer, so they make it a 2-hero kill. Big rotation. That's about a 1K cut in the gold.
Yeah.
Maybe not 1K.
They brought Lina as well.
100.
That's a really hard commitment. I thought it was just going to be Wyvern flanking from behind, but Lina, I guess, TP'd to tower, falls back to the jungle. So I don't think you mind that too much if you're TNC. You had Kunkka farming jungle stacks, because not only were TNC winning the lane, but they were also stacking jungle.
The mag was able to stack the whole time because you have Veno. You know, Veno doesn't need help.
There was a triple stack and a double stack for Armel that he just cleared out. He has double bracer phase boots up already.
They have Nature's Prophet who can jungle as well. And meanwhile, bottom lane, Gabby may kill off 33. Here. No, he's got the stick. Okay. He'll be fine for now, but Nature's Prophet TP is coming. 33, not out of this one just yet. Dagger cooling down momentarily. They can just keep on chasing him, slowly whittle him down. The Blink strike forward. Phantom strike, I should say, and the kill there. Meanwhile, Twin-Headed Dragon finished off up top. They get the Jakiro kill. And Armel's hunting for more. Torrent just a bit off the mark. Did commit the boat earlier, but the cleave could be a problem. Tims has joined the fray. They want to keep the pressure up on this Void lane. Don't give him any free CS, but Tims is isolated. He's behind the tower. He goes for the TP.
Oh,
Nico Baby
bash.
gets the insta bash. See you later, Alligator. Now Armel may die. This is an overextension by TNC.
Tims is still juking.
They're going to lose the Kunkka. Tims, well, he's trying to juke, but he doesn't have a TP for 25 seconds, so I do not see him getting out of this one. Bash kill.
Yeah.
Just a little salt in the wound, and that is an expensive dive.
Yeah. That was good punish coming in from Alliance.
33 gonna grab a regen rune, deny it to March, and now chase him. Void, another kill, 6-4.
Yep.
Well, TNC had a great start, getting a little sloppy, and a good job by Alliance punishing them.
Absolutely. You've got to make something happen, and when TNC are winning all three of these lanes and diving your towers, you need to find a way to punish it.
Committed chase onto Gabby here, bottom. 33. Trying,
Fight.
praying for no crits, asking for backup.
Gabby probably has to back off here. Out of regen, those Void nukes starting to add up as well.
Yeah, they have
Has a
Shrine,
yeah.
so imagine they'll be popping that soon.
Yep.
They did get a ward down top, by the way. It's under a Radiant Sentry.
More
So
Magnus stacks, by the way.
It's going to
as
go
well.
to KP. No, the creeps get it.
March just doing his job. Gets a double stack as well as a triple ancient stack going.
The thing is, Alliance is not very good at contesting
No.
stacks, especially not ancient stacks.
They're
So this is pretty much guaranteed going to TNC.
yeah, they have Chronosphere, so theoretically they could get Void involved, but they're kind of more this lineup that just wants to play the lanes right now. Limp himself wants to just spend some time farming in the jungle since he did have a rough mid lane. And we're going to see Armel get out of control very quickly this game because of how much farm he's getting in the jungle. Luckily for Alliance, they did punish his dive top and kill him off once, but he's still farming incredibly fast.
Yeah, so TNC going to slow things down. They do scan the bottom tower, perhaps suspecting 33 has backup nearby.
Yeah, +1.
They
for
are
Night
sending a
Stalker could be
+1,
kill.
but it's through the river. There is a Winter's Curse available. This PA could be very painful for her teammates.
Bounty rune spawn coming up. Gabby thinking about contesting. He sees it's not safe.
The Treant denies one, and now the fight breaking out at the top bounty rune. Kunkka coming through with the boat. Doesn't have the damage to kill off Fada just yet, though, and the Chrono comes mid-swing. Not dead yet. Can Fada make it out? The bash, the Ice Path, they do lose the Jakiro. The skewer back by March, turning things around a little bit, but there's the Lina stun. Follow up onto March. They get the kill. Alliance chasing for more now. KP's got to back away. He will secure the bounty rune.
Good job by Alliance, just punishing Armel's over-aggression once again. TNC aren't really ready to play as 5 because this PA just wants to farm at least one item first. And as a result, there's just a bit too much aggression coming from TNC. Kunkka is killable when they're willing to throw all those spells on him.
They've also done a good job of keeping this tower alive. Like, top lane, still only lost 400 HP. As I say that, there's a catapult wave coming in, but with a Veno, normally you expect to see more damage to the tower by now. So those rotations, preserving some safe farming space for Nico Baby. They are just these ancients. TNC are like, let's bring in the reinforcements, get Gabby in there, get him that Desolator.
This is going to be such a fast deso. This is going to be like one of the probably fastest deso timings on PA you've seen. We need some Nahaz stats on it, but he has free farmed his way up to what looks to be like a 12-minute deso. I don't think the Ancients will be quite enough. It's going to be close.
Tim's just TP'd bottom, got a nice lane ward as well to help secure the Veno push. And like you said, Deso
12-minute
basically
Oh my
online.
gosh. Well, Mag PA. I mean, this has been without cleave. He only just used the cleave for the first time, then to clear the Ancients. Of course, he can't clear those Ancients without it, but...
How good of a PA game is it? Like, she's got a fast deso, that sounds great, gods, but can she just take over?
It's an amazing PA game because you have Magnus. Doesn't really matter what heroes in the other team. When you have Magnus, it's always a good PA game.
Okay. Simple enough.
It just means you have this free farming item. You don't need to go Battle Fury, nor do you normally want to go Battle Fury, but your Deso plus BKB timing is so much scarier because you get it faster and you have cleave when you get it.
Let's see if Gabby can make it count. Also gives them that Roche potential quite early on.
Yeah. And just the farming like Ancients with PA, suddenly she's almost level 12. You get experience so much faster.
She's blurred her way into this, and Hanskin is there. The pings come out.
Can you get the insta-crit?
March has an RP, has no mana.
He's got Deso.
Vision's there, the Treants are there. They're converging, and 33, while this was happening, found a kill down bottom. Will they get the Hanskin takedown?
He didn't blink in.
Oh.
Nice bait.
Yeah, Hanskin was trying to time it just right. Now the dagger and the kill. 413 damage. A blink forward onto Fada and another quick takedown. Along with the tower. Looks like Alliance will get a tier 1 bottom, but you'd rather up the mid.
Gabby was very smart there. He had vision, could have just gone for a blink strike in, but the Winter's Curse, if he blinks in that Winter's Curse, he kills his teammate, so.
Look how active he wants to be. He's even going to ferry some clarities and just immediately descend on this top lane. They want to keep the pressure up with the Deso, convert kills into towers with the minus armor.
Oh yeah, KP with a boot of travel, so this just allows him to be all over the map. He can play alone, push out one lane, and then TP to join his team. He does die there in the bottom lane, but ultimately he's the least important kill of the 3 cores that Alliance can get.
Yeah, they've just got such, you know, deceptive ability to project force on the map. With those BOTs, the Nature's Prophet, the blur rotations as well. All of a sudden, 4 heroes can be on top of you.
TNC is setting the tempo right now. We haven't talked too much about Alliance, but it's because it doesn't feel like they're making plays, nor are they easy plays for them to make, but they've
Gabby, what's that DD rune? Gonna tank a stun here. There is no Dark Ascension for 5 seconds.
They need to find a way to get some good chronos.
Here comes the boat. Here comes the X. They found the Wyvern, and they smack him in the face. Quick takedown there. Dark Ascension was committed for this, but do they fight? Void TP'd bottom earlier. Nico Baby, no TP scroll. Good Dire Ward, seeing all these heroes moving through their jungle. Not much they can do about it.
Tim's tried to snipe a courier, but quick fingers on the shield.
Going to TP back out, and 33 still hunting as it is bounty rune time.
Yeah.
They're just going to go into Roche.
His Ascension wears off. He, like you said, may just be grabbing a bounty rune here, but can you contest Roshan? It's nighttime once again. Nico Baby is scouted by a Treant, though.
He's going to start making his way over, but this Roche is melting.
4 bounty runes for Alliance. March in trouble.
Very early in the game. RP, Skewer.
Okay.
Can they bring down 33? Are they in range here? Oh, that PA damage. Oh, baby. Gabby's feeling it right now. They're going to lose the Kunkka, it looks. He took the wrong path.
Yep.
You will pay. Handskins. Goodbye, sir. Goodbye. And now the NP TP's in. However, he is not as tanky. Tim's got to be careful. And not careful enough. Tim's is dead. Now they're going to chase Gabby. They get the bash. They get the silence. Lead a stun follow-up. They're going to try to hold the chrono for round 2, and they will be successful.
KP staying there for the blink out.
Can they kill him a second time? It looks like it. Chrono drop. They grab 2 for the price of 1. Armel all chatting. Gabby dead. Big overextension by TNC. That's 4. It's going to be 5. They got the bounty runes too. And KP's done for.
They played that fight.
Dota's a game of highs and lows, guys. You know, we said roller coaster, but little did we know just what a roller coaster it would be for TNC.
Yeah, I mean, Alliance punished TNC there, but it was very much TNC mistakes. Kunkka gets picked off alone, and it was the domino effect. One guy gets picked off, then the next does. One by one, TNC just kind of weren't willing to cut their losses. Just let the Kunkka die there and don't go chasing for those kills. They just instantly lose the Aegis. That was huge for Alliance. What a team fight for them. KP dies because he's sticking around to try to save the PA, which ultimately is the one position hero, the one hero you want to try and save at all costs, but PA shouldn't have probably been in that overly aggressive spot to begin with.
She got the 1 kill in the Wyvern. Like, they could have just chilled after that.
Yeah.
NP didn't have to TP in. The Kunkka didn't have to come help. They could have been content with the kill in the Aegis, but they got greedy.
TNC is still very strong right now. They've got all their key items. Armel with this Shadow Blade is looking just to roam around and find pickoffs.
Alliance hiding in the trees for now. And Armel is on the hunt. He gets into the trees, invis, and he walks right by Hanskin.
He knows he's there because the smoke popped, though.
Doesn't know where is there, though, but now he's going to find him. Looks like a dead Hanskin.
He might be able to... Oh, he doesn't have RP for it.
Commits, though. Winter's Curse. They don't have mana for the RP. Oh, he could have sticked an RP'd a bit sooner.
With the Winter's Curse, he ended up stunned by that, though. So
Oh, okay. Guess not.
they bait out a Winter's Curse cooldown, but not the... It wouldn't have been the biggest kill either way, but nice bit of time wasted there. TNC only a 4K gold lead. It feels like Alliance, after that big team fight, are kind of stabilizing this game, and if they can get Void nice and farm, things will look very, very different when Alliance can put together those kind of team fights. That's where they had the edge, is these big team fights.
Well, next fight, Gabby's going to have a BKB.
Yes.
So, will it be the game changer? There's a Winter's Curse, there's a Chrono.
There's tools, yeah. They can control him, but Wyvern is kind of like priority #1, it feels like, for TNC to hunt down, because this is the counterpick to these Magnus drafts that we keep on seeing. And he's
Armel coming in
again
with the boat, the Torrent as well, locking down Hanskin, brings him to half. No backup yet.
Okay.
So they get out cleanly.
Haven't been sold on Armel with this Shadow Blade build this game. Definitely not
Trying
the
to
item.
set things up for his team. Cleave out, and the time walk forward by Nico Baby walks it off. So where did TNC go from here? They've had a good start. They kind of threw a bit of that advantage away. They get their PA BKB now.
Maybe
They're
a smoke
committed to
up.
fighting with these items, the Shadow Blade, the BKB Deso, and they are going to look to make a move. They smoke, not scouted, and they're going to walk right into Nico Baby. Who's quicker with the reactions? They get him with the X initially. Dagger coming through. Torrent as well. Big crit in your face. See you later. Gabby brings him down. Now the RP! March, he catches up too. He's got almost no mobility, but doesn't need it. What a play by March.
Yeah, he gets the tip for that one. That was nice.
Man, not often you see a Magnus with no blink set up a great follow-up like that.
I think they thought they were safe because it looked like he was going to RP like the Night Stalker or something, and then suddenly he's like, oh wait, I found a better target. These two supports, the Winter Wyvern particularly. Talk about him being priority #1 for TNC. March will happily just solo RP this Wyvern in a fight, because once Wyvern's dead, this PA goes kind of uncontested.
Armel does see 33, I believe, with this ward now.
Yeah.
Moving into position. Bounty runes are spawning. He's going to X him back. Boat coming through. Oh, X'd a bit early, it looks like. 33 just going to start running away. Doesn't have the TP. Already tried to use it. Now going to avoid a creep. Just stall. Waste as much time as possible. Tim's is coming in. This is going to be a long and slow kill with Armel lacking mana. If they even get it. They're going to rotate in Gabby as well. So that should be enough to secure it. But it's a space created kind of kill.
Yeah, for sure.
Come on, guys. All right. They get the crit. Just need another dagger and a blink. And the deed is done.
PA going for the Ag Scepter. Getting that Instacast blur that dispels. What are we looking at dispelling here, though?
The
time
time
dilation,
dilation?
I guess? Yeah.
I mean, her spells are very low cooldown.
Yeah.
So.
The kills refreshing your abilities is kind of the really nice part of this item, too. You're just able to instantly blink onto the next target once you get a kill.
It's like a very snowball item, basically. If you start to get ahead in fights or in the game, you get more ahead.
Yeah, the blur cooldown is pretty nuts, too, because you're using this just to run into these dangerous parts of the map and basically be smoked up in a sense. But you may not even get to that point. They're hitting tier 3s now.
TNC looking to break the base. There's a BKB on Nico Baby now. He's got Chrono. And Alliance being shown some respect as TNC will retreat. They've got lanes to push in. Things to hit with an empowered PA.
Oh, yeah. They need to not get caught here.
Maybe
PA just
Alliance
TP'd
going to make a move of their own.
Yeah, they know PA TP'd bottom, but Alliance don't have... I mean, they're pretty good catch with this Lina Yule Scepter, but they can't really chase that quickly. Limp.
They don't have the global mobility. You know, like they have good, like, kind of micro catch, but on the macro scale, you know, there's no TPs globally the way that there are on the TNC side or the PA who could be anywhere.
Double damage. Gabby's like, all
It's
right,
go
where are we
time.
going?
He's dancing. He's feeling himself.
He's level 18 too.
Scary.
He sees
So
him.
scary. He's coming in. He's coming in.
I think he wants the support.
Go.
No, he'll
Team, get over here, guys. Didn't get the crit. He's just going to back away.
Yeah.
Team just couldn't quite get there in
He
time.
doesn't want to throw the game. If he can't just go in with his BKB when there's Chrono and Curse to...
It's hard
guide
to
him.
stay disciplined when you're an empowered double damage PA. You
Yeah.
know? Like, this guy's like, if I get one crit, I'll kill everyone.
This was the old TNC of maybe like a year to 2 years ago. Gabby may have gone there, but this is a different Gabby.
Oh, this is a huge game, like you mentioned. Guaranteed top 6 with a win. TNC don't want to throw it away. So they'll play it safe. They'll play it cool. They've got a sizable lead, but this Alliance lineup just feels like the kind of lineup that one bad fight can completely turn the game around. You've got the Void Nightstalker duo. He's not going for the Nightstalker Ags, so I suppose he won't scale as hard.
Not really being able to play as a core hero this game. 33 often has to try do a lot with a little, which he's very good at, but Nightstalker, not really one of those big playmaking heroes when you don't have farm. We'll see what he can get done. Ideally, best case scenario for him is he gets on top of someone like Magnus and stops RP coming out.
Ooh, big crit on Fada. Saw it, the splash, and gonna have a little fish with the torrent. Doesn't connect.
TNC just looking to use their map control to try secure next Roshan, which is now respawned. So can Alliance get themselves in a position to defend this one? They smoke up. They know it's Roche time, and they want to make sure they can get a jump.
Oh, March just TP'd out,
He's
but if there's an X, they'll be bringing him back soon. KP not the easiest here to go on with the pipe. He'll commit it early. Got it on Armel. They get the silence on March. They get the Chrono on 2. Very nicely done, keeping this Magnus out of the fight, but PA joins late, and they don't have a whole lot of control for, oh wait, yes they do. They get the Winter's Curse. March is alive. Gabby can engage with the RP. They get another. Running down 33, now chasing for Handskin. The Sprout is there. Nico Baby could be in a lot of trouble. Phantom Strike available. Winter Wyvern down. And they're going to find Limp too. It's going to be 4 heroes. The buyback comes through on the Wyvern. He may die again if he's not careful. No crit this time, but Gabby's diving deeper. He's committing onto Nico Baby. 1,000 damage with that crit. Keeps on chasing, keeps on diving. Give me a crit. Give me a crit. There's your crit, gets the kill, gets another, and it might be another! Nightstalker about to fall, Gabby slices them all to bits. That's 3 buybacks in this fight, and they're still gonna lose it.
Gabby knew that Wyvern buying back there was exposed, didn't have the Winter's Curse. He was just willing to dive the enemy base because he held on his BKB so long. It was such good discipline. Gabby could have BKB'd right at the start of that fight. It might have helped out like his Magnus who died in the Winter's Curse, but ultimately the fact he held on to that BKB allowed him to just crush this fight. And TNC will get racks as a result, looking like they'll get multiple lanes as well.
Oh, TNC with the rotation towards mid. They can see that top 6 finish just over the horizon. An Alliance with no Chrono. How do they defend? They'll need a godly Winter's Curse. I'm not even sure if that will be enough.
No, I don't think it's happening.
TNC, the way they've won, too, with unconventional drafts. You know, some things we've seen from other teams, but also very much, you know, pushing the boundaries, finding counters to the Nightstalker, showing that, you know, you don't have to stick with the quote-unquote meta picks to win.
Yep. Counters to the Void, they absolutely crushed his lane. They crushed all 3 lanes because of their picks. A Nature's Prophet.
It makes them like a very scary team to be facing in the next round.
Yep.
They haven't won the game yet, but they've got a 2 full lane Rax advantage. An Alliance feeling desperate. They go for the smoke.
They're worried about
They have Chrono. It has cooled down.
They've been pinged though. They kind of revealed themselves, I think, throwing some spells on the creep wave.
Well, they were hitting a ward as well.
Yeah, and now TNC's just going to play on the high ground.
the positioning here is so tough to fight into. It's going to be Kunkka who goes in first. Glimmer Cape, jump away. Magnus RP, waiting for it. He gets stunned off the bat. He gets Laguna'd off the bat, and he is done for. But the boat comes in. Gabby engaging, backing out, playing it safe, looking for those insta kills. Doesn't get Fada, jukes away from the Lina stun. The moves by Gabby. Gets one, gets two. Now looking for 33. No Wyvern buyback, no Jakiro buyback. 33's isolated. Stalls, spamming the RP. It's a light show for TNC. I don't know how you fight now, gods. They have the Chrono, they have the BKB on Void, but they need to like steal Aegis.
They're going for it.
Somehow get multiple
Armel's
kills.
gonna scout him.
Oh, they're ready for this though. Void jumping one way. RP there to greet him. March held onto it. Crit, see you later. Now for the Lina, it's gonna be a full 5-man wipe. No, Alliance TPing out, GGing out, denying that full team wipe at least, but TNC, man, what a team.
Those game 2 and 3, that's what people have been seeing from TNC. At this tournament, at previous tournaments, they have just been rolling over their opponents and playing this very dominant snowball style of game. Game 1 was a long drawn out one, but game 2 and 3 was classic TNC Dota.
Alliance really had to work to win that game 1, you know, and looking back on it, it's like maybe that took a lot out of them emotionally. They seemed a little flat in this game.
TNC, you know, they show their fighting spirit, and then some of that maybe. Do you get momentum from a loss like that? I guess so, because TNC just crushed both these games. They didn't seem phased at all by it. They're playing good Dota. And Alliance, well, just didn't look like they had the answers to TNC's tempo.
They might not have had the answers, but I'm sure Sheever and the boys will have the answers. Over to you guys.
We always have the answers. Thank you indeed.
Well, he had the answer.
I mean,
my
made
prediction
sure
died.
we had the answer because, you know,
It's a team
we're a
effort.
team.
That's
It's a
true.
team effort.
Team effort.
We win together, we lose together.
I fell on my sword, and the Venomancer has proven to be a real force to be reckoned with in the hands of KP.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean KP when he plays, I feel like when KP just plays the heroes that he like, it's like I feel like they're just like in the booth and they're like, KP, what do you want? What feels good for you this game? And like when he has that one hero that stands out, it's like his Tidehunter, his Naga, like Veno in this case, like they really stand out. Like he just, it's not like he's doing anything like super flashy or anything. He's just doing his job really well, and he's putting pressure on in this game. He free farmed, allowed Magnus to go stack jungle for Gabby, who got a 1140 something deso, 12 deso, super early desolator, something like that, and.
But we can have our obs hit up that player items tab. Let's see that
What's the
deso timing.
exact time? What was it? There it is.
12
12:31.
mid
That's super
But like
fast.
with the phase boots and everything, like that's so early.
Bruh.
Yeah.
And part of that was the product of Tim's Nature's Prophet, just opening up the
Yes.
lane for him.
Yep. He double Wraith Band and phase boot and wand as well on top of that too. And then Tim's
Okay,
rushes the Vlads. So yeah, it's all protect. It's 4 protect 1 in essence.
Because in terms of support duos, I mean, the Magnus Nature's Prophet is fairly unconventional.
Where are the stuns?
There's no stuns. Also, the mag being the position 5, when we have seen it before, also as mostly as position 4 when we see mag play support. But this was the most selfless mag that I've ever seen. Normally, you know, you take a couple cheeky camps yourself here and there. No, everything to PA.
It's March, right?
Yeah,
March,
but
you're not allowed to hit creeps,
super,
man.
super nice.
Never. No, he sacked camps, did his great job. Tim's destroyed that off lane. They were zoned off of the first 2 creep waves. PA full free farmed the Blightstone. I think Parker was the one who said it. Yeah, Parker, Nature's Prophet with Blightstone with Phantom Assassin, not Parker. Obviously, crazy powerful.
Yeah. There was one glimmer of hope for Alliance at some point when they won around the Roche fight after Roche was already taken by TNC, but that was, as Aldean Gods pointed out as well, that was just TNC making mistakes. You know, just one die, save your buddy syndrome in full effect. Didn't really play out well, but didn't really stop the train either.
No.
So it's a legitimately strong draft then, because the first test was against Team Unknown.
Yes.
Now it's against Alliance, and that was Alliance made a competitive game 1. It may have taken too much out of them, and then TNC just run the exact same draft that brought them success. I don't know what other teams are going to do to answer it. Who do you attack? The Veno? The PA? Banning Mag is probably the most obvious option, but then you're probably going to leave like Naga through for KP.
Yeah.
I think they had to. I mean, they had to do something completely different, like some type of aggro lane or something. Like recognize one of the lanes that's weak. I think they just split themselves up and screwed themselves in 2 different ways a little bit there. But it's really tough to determine because they probably were like, oh, maybe Magnus is bottom and NP and Veno are going to pressure our void. Maybe they expected something like that, but it wasn't the case.
But they lost all 3 lanes on Alliance.
Yeah, I guess maybe they like traded top, which is a loss. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So how but that's a problem they have more often than not, where not necessarily losing the lanes, but playing them even rather than winning lanes. They're not really, like, in all the games, even the game that they won, they didn't really hands down win any lane.
They did shut down KP in the first game. He died, what, 3 times in lane? Right, he was the Omni Knight in the first game, right? He did die a few times, but the other 2 games he didn't die at all. Like like the Nagasarn and the Venomancer game, he just chilled in the lane and had a free time. So yeah, I feel like they have to take advantage of being able to punish KP when he is left alone.
TNC looking good though.
Yes.
Nice.
Looking
Obviously, the 70-minute warm-up game paid off.
Yes.
Yep. They compiled the series after that.
Yeah.
Pretty much. They're like, let's turn it into 2 games, kind of in a way.
I mean, I can only imagine them playing that game. You know, they know as well as we do that they, they lost. It's like let's just hold as long as we can and try to tilt Alliance a little bit more. It worked out.
It did work out.
Maybe.
They were like, Alliance was like, dude, this Night Stalker here is amazing. Am I right, guys? Let's just keep picking
it. I mean, it's possible. Maybe got in their head a bit.
Yeah. The bait was real. Does mean that TNC has secured themselves a guaranteed top 6 at the major already. They move forward to the upper bracket semifinals, if I'm correct, and we're gonna see Alliance in the lower bracket. They already have top 12, as in they can't be bottom regardless. So, but this is a tough loss for them, I think, because I don't know. I kind of feel like they should have put up a better fight, even if they lost the series. I don't think that there's any shame in that because TNC is a really strong team right now. But I felt like the way they lost, especially the 3rd game, it didn't feel good.
It just was like this acceleration exponential thing, right? Like first game, it looks like it was kind of getting a little bit dicey. Second game starts and it's like, oh, and then third game is just a disaster. So it just like really spiraled.
For me, I think I'm going to pin it on the Night Stalker because I had mentioned in their in their games versus Vici, they did not have an answer to Night Stalker until they picked it. And TNC, they were just like, we can't give it to them because we don't know how to beat it, so we just have to take it every time. They could have banned it, but I guess maybe they felt confident. But whatever the case, I would prefer to see them put that aside for their lower bracket run and just focus on what's comfortable for them.
What helped them win the group stages as well, right? Because I don't think they played a Night Stalker on Nico Baby.
No, it was just 33 one game, and that was it.
Yeah, I think TNC is just. I think they really knew how to play against, like you're saying, like just. I think maybe versus some other teams, maybe you want to go back against it, but yeah, versus a team like TNC, like the one game one, you got it. You tried to double down in game 2, picking both the NS and the Death Prophet again, and then they go to the NS third game. So yeah, I feel like they put themselves into a corner and maybe just didn't open up their draft as much as they can because we've seen Alliance play a lot of different heroes. So,
but because that also means that you're gonna have to ban it because you don't want TNC to have it, and you have a different problem with which hero you're gonna let through. It's a whole. Like you're opening a whole different can of worms, and maybe you don't have time to prepare against that in just the 10 minutes that you have in between a game. So. They had to try, but we're going to see them another time. We're moving them out of the way for now. We're going to move to another upper bracket quarterfinals match, actually. And it's going to be Team Liquid versus J Storm.
What's North America doing in upper bracket? Who let these guys in here?
What is Liquid doing in the upper bracket?
Yeah, that's true also. What is Liquid doing up here?
They're NA now as well? We've adopted them?
Sure, why not?
Sure,
NA
why
coach,
not?
right?
What are these teams doing here?
What are all these teams doing here?
There we go, perfect.
And one of these 2 teams is going to be top 6. Fog, you're going to commentate that one. You want to hit us a little bit with the expectations before you're off?
Geez, I don't know actually. I didn't expect Liquid to look that hot. The way that they played and everything, they looked super good. So should be an exciting one. I don't really. J-Storm's a big question mark for me. Yeah. I'm not really too sure where to rate them or anything because I don't think that they have nearly as much experience as the other boys have gotten. So.
I think it's going to be an exciting series as well. But before that, you're going to have to wait a little bit. We're going to take a quick break. But when we're back, it is time for Liquid and J-Storm.